A pregnant Texas teenager died after visiting 3 separate emergency rooms, desperately trying to get care in just the latest needless death, highlighting the damage that has been done by the death of Roe v. Wade and the state restrictions on bodily autonomy that have followed. We're talking here about Nevaeh Crain, an 18-year-old. You can see her in this photo. She'd gone to 2 different emergency rooms inside of just 12 hours in October of last year, each time returning home feeling worse than before. She was only diagnosed with strep throat upon her first visit. She had told them that she had sharp abdominal cramps, but despite being pregnant, they didn't look into that. They didn't think that that was worth investigating. Medical records indicate that she later tested positive for sepsis, a potentially life-threatening condition, on her second visit, but doctors still cleared her to leave after apparently confirming that her 6-month-old fetus still had a heartbeat. Now, you might wonder, well, clearly there is something going on, maybe something should be done. So what does it matter that the fetus had a heartbeat at that point? Well, apparently in Texas, that's really all that matters. Texas's abortion ban that they passed after Donald Trump's SCOTUS killed Roe v. Wade threatens prison time for interventions that end a fetal heartbeat, regardless of whether the pregnancy is wanted or not. So we're not even talking here about just a situation where to save her health or life, they might have had to try to end the heartbeat. No, it's broader than that. If they intervened to save her life, not even wanting to end the pregnancy, and it did end the pregnancy, those doctors or perhaps nurses or perhaps others could have ended up literally locked up in Texas prisons. And so when you find out that across multiple trips, they really wanted to err on the side of not doing anything, I think a lot of people wonder if all of that comes down to the law. And I personally think that it did. Now, on her 3rd trip to the hospital, Crain was finally moved to intensive care after an obstetrician insisted on 2 ultrasounds to, quote, confirm fetal demise. Again, we can only do anything after we've confirmed that the fetus has already naturally passed. We didn't do anything about it. Don't lock us up. She died hours later after suffering organ failure. A nurse noted that by that point, her lips had turned blue and dusky. And so, the latest story, multiple stories just this week about how Texas has led to this situation. We've seen it in other states as well. As one health law and policy professor emerita at George Washington University said, pregnant women have become essentially untouchables. And by the way, I'm doing all this speculation about how the staff at these hospitals have to err on the side of not intervening, even if they think it's not in the patient's interest because they don't want to go to prison. You know who else is saying that? Them. They are raising the alarm about this. In states with abortion bans, such patients are sometimes bounced between hospitals like, quote, hot potatoes, with healthcare providers reluctant to participate in treatment that could attract a prosecutor. That is what doctors told ProPublica. In some cases, medical teams are wasting precious time debating illegalities and creating documentation, preparing for the possibility that they'll need to explain their actions to a jury and judge. All of that, of course, has nothing to do with saving these women's life. But that's what they're focusing on, because if they don't, they might end up in prison.
So first, I want to go through some things that were Republican talking points, see how they aged. They claim that they are pro-life. Does this look pro-life to you? No, it looks like, hey, I have some sort of religious dogma, which I'm going to point out every time, isn't true. The Bible's pro-abortion. Numbers 11, Exodus 21. You could read it. I don't talk much about Exodus 21. That's when a woman is injured who's pregnant. In the Bible, it says, if she is killed, an eye for an eye, life for a life, you get to take that guy's life. If she loses the baby, she has a miscarriage because she was attacked. They say, oh, that's just a fine. That's not a life. It's in the Bible, okay? Yeah. But, and then in Numbers, of course, if you think your wife is cheating on you, you take her to a priest and he performs the abortion through a toxic potion that God authorized. So, okay, you look into that and then you figure out why all the politicians and religious leaders in your life have been lying to you. Okay, but this is not pro-life. This is killing people based on some sort of dogma because you want to control our lives, which leads to the second point. I thought you guys were against tyrannical government. All of a sudden, here's tyrannical government saying, no, I'm going to make the most personal decisions in your life, and I might even kill you if you don't follow my dogma. Not your beliefs, my beliefs, okay? And then During Obamacare, do you remember what they used to say? Oh, this is gonna get between you and your doctor. It doesn't get any more getting between you and your doctor than this. You see how Republican politicians are total frauds. They never mean anything they say. They're all talking points. Meanwhile, decent, innocent people like this are getting hurt. Look, I'm gonna show you guys a video that we did at TYT. We have a division that creates ads. It's called Rad Ads, and we just started a little while ago. And we did this ad for a Senate candidate, and when we put it out, people are like, oh, well, that seems hyperbolic. Is that really gonna happen, right? Now keep this story in mind as you watch this ad we did earlier. Watch.
It's gonna be okay.
There's a chance that the baby may not make it. If that's the case, then it could be misconstrued as an abortion.
We don't want an abortion. We're pro-life. We want this baby.
I understand, but you know about the new laws. We cannot open ourselves up to that kind of liability.
But their lives are in danger.
I'm really sorry, but my hands are tied.
There gotta be something. We just need.
I'm really sorry. Maybe another state can help. This isn't my choice. This is the government's choice. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Another state? Are you sure it'll cost you?
Go! It's gonna be okay.
Maybe if we'd gotten here sooner.
I don't know. Just charge it, okay? I don't care. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Man, why don't you understand? We can't charge it. We are maxed out. It's all gone. Man, my wife almost died. We needed to take that ambulance.
I don't think it's fair either. I don't make the laws. I just follow them. This is how people voted.
I didn't vote for this. Man, we wanted less government, not more.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to have you folks vacate the house.
So that was against rickets in Nebraska. But you could really fill in the blank on all of the Republicans that are running. You could fill in the blank on Donald Trump and JD Vance. They all say, no, you shouldn't have that right. Big government should have that right. And if it means killing innocent women like this, that's just, I guess, we're collateral damage to them. Sharon.
Yeah, and it's even worse than that because once the women die, they blame the women and their doctors. Because the hospitals, of course, have lawyers making decisions as they try to read the fine print on these laws that make no sense. They're very deliberately confusing, convoluted, and then they say things like, well, the doctors didn't know the law. They didn't understand what was going on. And it's all just disgusting.
100%, yeah. And I just want to mention one thing that I mentioned on TDR and one other thing. This happened in Texas. Where's Ted Cruz? Does he have any thoughts about this? He has lots of thoughts about whether trans people are playing sophomore field hockey. He doesn't seem to have a lot of thoughts about this. Women in his state are dying needless deaths, and he's just silent about it. Just totally silent. Also, Texas is one of the abortion laws that has exceptions, to save the life of the mother. Does it seem like it's doing that? That is why when I acknowledge that states have exceptions, it means nothing. Do not gamble your life, the life of the people that you love, on these exceptions that are written to do more to terrify doctors than to actually prioritize the lives of people who deserve consideration.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.